Dun 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 dun.
This is Sean Crow. You're watching WGS-TV.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another installment of WGS-TV right here on YouTube.com/WrestleGamer and FX I'm Double Beam Billy Bujo, and man, oh man, guys, you want to talk about... this was a highly unusual Monday Night Raw, and I'm not talking about the show in itself. Well, I'm going to introduce my co-reviewers here this week. First off, the Studley man, Ashley, is here. Ashley, how you doing tonight?
Oh, that's how I'm doing.
And ladies and gentlemen, he is the host of Hardcore Wrestling Radio, which can be heard every Wednesday night on blogtalkradio.com/Hardcore Wrestling Radio. It's the illuminous one, the shining star, Rick Starr. And Rick, after that Monday Night Raw, how are you shining tonight?
Right now my head's kind of hurting a little bit, but I'm shining.
Well, this is the follow-up show from WrestleMania, the Monday Night Raw. So we had to really open up with John Cena coming out to cut a promo about his big WWE Championship win. Cena also debuting a brand new shirt. It's basically the kind of the same shirt he had with the champ is here and the spinner belt that used to be at the bottom of the shirt. But instead of the spinner belt now, it is the newly designed WWE Championship with the Cena side plates now, not the Rock side plates, the Cena side plates, and the actual side plates are now on the WWE Championship. So what we were thinking about it when we had the initial release of the new WWE Championship belt, it actually came to fruition. You know, whenever the title changes hands, the side plates will change to kind of reflect the guy's gimmick, the guy's characters. You know, their insignias, and we saw that on the new WWE Championship. Now, Cena is freaking brilliant in this promo, and I'm going to tell you why. No, he starts to want to like dance around with the crowd, and you know he's like, it was like various moves. He said, "Do you want me to do a kick out?" And you know the crowd was saying no, no. And then Cena said, and he puts his foot out and starts twisting it. How about a heel turn? And East Rutherford, New Jersey, just exploded. If you guys out there listening did not get that reference, then why are you here? That's all I can tell you. I mean, that right there, Ash, is the reason why Cena is just so freaking brilliant and such a good commodity to the WWE.
He's embracing the hate and using it to his advantage. Always a nice one.
Oh man, it took me. My initial reaction was it took me a second to pick on it because you know of everything that I had to do today. You know, so I was actually a little exhausted. I mean, I wasn't on my top game tonight, guys, but I'm still here and I still watch Monday Night Raw. But as soon as it hit me, I was like, "Oh, Cena's brilliant. Cena is awesome. This is why Cena is here in the WWE." Shut up, Ash.
No, what I'm trying to say is you're on your top game. Rock wasn't.
You know what? Honestly, after what I've heard and what I've seen, I don't believe that his name doesn't deserve to be mentioned ever again on this review. Ever again.
No, because if it is a legit injury, and they were going to do, as was rumored, a beatdown with Brock Lesnar, Brock could have legitimately hurt him even more, because we know Brock's temperament.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
It's kind of on the level of he don't give a crap.
Well, only time will tell. You know. Well, let's give it that. Only time will tell. So now John Cena's out there saying, you know what? I am not going to celebrate like some WWE champions with balloons and streamers and bands. I'm coming here to fight, and he was going to challenge anybody back there to come out and face him for the WWE Championship, and the guy that came out was Mark Henry. Now, at first, it looked like, yeah, we're going to have a championship match between these two when Booker T, the SmackDown general manager on Monday Night Raw. SmackDown.
Sounded like SmackDown.
No,
Wind it back, people.
Whoop, 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 whoop. SmackDown general manager.
You.
Sorry. Anyway, he comes out and overrules it, saying Cena may be the champion, but he can't go around making championship matches, dog. No, he didn't say that. I'm just being ridiculous. Anyway, no, he said if Mark Henry wanted to earn his shot, then he would have to beat John Cena in a non-title match later in the evening. So it was a big setup for Raw's main event for the night. I'm going 4 out of 5 on this opening segment from Monday Night Raw. Cena proving his brilliance in this promo, you know, recognizing what the crowd is doing, what the crowd has been wanting, and playing to the crowd. I mean, I talked about it on last week's Monday Night Raw review when he was doing his promo for his WrestleMania match with The Rock. He did it last week, and he did it even better tonight, proving why John Cena deserves to stay in the WWE, despite what all of you noob Cena haters think. Yes, you heard me right. I'm calling out all of you noob Cena haters. View WWE and wrestling from our vantage point, the vantage point of intelligence, for once in your lives. You know, don't just hate Cena because you think hating's cool.
Hashtag Billy thinks he's Damien Sandow. The intellectual savior of YouTube.
You're welcome. Well, let's start with the opening matchup for Monday Night Raw, Ashley. We had the big Raw debut of Big E Langston taking on Daniel Bryan. Your thoughts?
You know, you've seen those wildlife documentaries
Uh-huh.
where you've seen the goat standing on the edge of the mountainside, and you're wondering how the hell can they stand? They're gonna fall down. Well, tonight we saw a falling goat because Bryan did go flying towards the end of the match. It was a quick little match, but it put over Biggie Langston as, yeah, he can do it singles as well as tag team. And more emphasizes how it was such a stupid move to have him in a tag match with Team Hell No last night at Mania. When there was another team which appeared later tonight but didn't even get on WrestleMania, who I think are more deserving of a tag title shot. But certain other events came into fruition to kind of hint that perhaps another team that's also deserving of something might be along the way. But overall, just an average 3 out of 5. It did what it had to do. It's Biggie Langston being Biggie Langston because that's what he do.
Rick, up next we had the return bout for the Intercontinental title. The new champion, The Miz, defending against Wade Barrett. Wade Barrett invoking his rematch clause after losing the Intercontinental title last night at WrestleMania, or as a lot of people want to be more specific, the WrestleMania pre-show. But to me, it's still WrestleMania. Rick, your thoughts on the Intercontinental title match?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. When I saw this rematch, most rematches the night after, it's, you know, you don't expect any kind of a title change. You kind of just expect it to be some kind of a filler match. So I didn't expect, you know, much of this match. But surprisingly, we saw something, a shocker. We saw Wade Barrett win with, you know, he took Miz out with a bull hammer and he got his title back. It was a 24-hour, you know, within 24 hours. So it was a great match. The Miz even had Barrett in the figure 4, so I really thought that the match was gonna be over then, but he actually was able to get out of it, and we now have again a new champion. So I give it a 3.5 out of 5 match.
No,
The question is,
go ahead.
so the question now is this gonna be a series of matches where they're gonna switch the matches back and forth, or? Or is this going to be it?
Well, you
What do you-
never know. You never know. You never know which way WWE can play it. You know, it all depends on crowd perception. But then again, after I say that, and the crowd tonight, well, when we get to that certain point in the show where it happened, that's when we'll start to address it. But no, after reeling from their WrestleMania loss, Sheamus enters the offices of Vicky Guerrero and Brad Maddox, more affectionately known as Bricky. I say affectionately, I mean. Bleh. Now, Sheamus wants to get his hands on the Big Show. He's got revenge in his mind after their WrestleMania loss. So Vicky Guerrero said, "Yes, I'll grant you this match, but you owe me a favor." So then next up, and following that, we see Booker T and Randy Orton. Randy Orton want to congratulate Booker T becoming the member of the Hall of Fame, and then starts to talk to Booker T about the fact that he made a mistake, that he wanted to own up to it. He wanted to make things right and get his hands on the Big Show and get revenge. And Booker T said, "You know what? Vicky Guerrero already made a match with Big Show and Sheamus. He didn't feel right about doing it. But you know what? He said, Booker T, you are the SmackDown general manager. If anybody can override Vicky Guerrero's decision, it's you." And Booker T said, "You know what? You're right. Randy Orton, you got your match." Which kind
Plus, he's a Hall of Famer.
Plus, he's a Hall of Famer. Now, Ash, I'm going to let you take this one next, because I know that you took... Well, you know what? Let me take the matchup, and then I'll let you talk about the post-match activity. The setup for this match, it was a 2-on-1 handicap match with Jack Swagger and Zeb Coulter taking on the World Heavyweight Champion, Alberto Del Rio. Ashley, first up, the Ricardo Del Rio counter tonight was...
I think it was about 7 or 8 seconds, so it wasn't as long. Last night it did go 10 seconds, which is pretty impressive. I think that's the longest he probably has done, but still good. Although don't know how grand it will be in the next few weeks.
Well, in essence, this was a very good matchup. It was featuring Del Rio and Swagger. We see them go back and forth. A lot of fans were wondering, when did Zeb Coulter get in the match? Well, how about when the show went to commercial break and it went to the WWE app, and then he stayed in just for the
exclusive action of Zeb Coulter only on the WWE app,
and he made sure to stay in there just for the right amount of time. Then he tagged back in, and then that's when WWE app said
they quickly went on the headset. Shit, we got 40 seconds to go. Right, get him out the ring. Get him out the ring.
Yeah, come on. We need to keep the ratings up.
But finish of the match came. Del Rio's been worked over by Swagger, with his leg and his knee. But then if Del Rio just locks on the cross arm breaker and makes Jack Swagger tap out, again, I think it was a good match. I have to go 3.5 out of 5 on that one. Because for entertainment value, I thought it was okay. But the main thing that everybody was chanting at this time, we want Ziggler. Ashley,
They were chanting it midway through the match.
Midway through the match, Ash, I'm going to toss it to you at this point in time. Did WWE pull the trigger tonight?
Well, you could see that Del Rio was clearly acting very injured, and they had like a medical person over there. Whether he was injured or not, I don't know. But yeah, he looked to be in a bad way. And the crowd, ever since the match finished, were just going, "We want Ziggler." And then, cue show-off music. Ziggler comes down with that menacing look in his eye, means that he's really focused.
Or he's really constipated?
No, focused, definitely focused.
Oh, okay.
What would you know about that? Oh wait. Yeah.
I'm gonna choose to let that slide.
I'm not even going there, but you just put your foot.
But I will be. You know what? Hey, if you're constipated, you can't let it slide. But
I was just about to say. But oh wow, yeah. So he handed the briefcase in. Justin Roberts announced it, and I was like, okay, the bell's got to ring, because this has happened before. The bell rings, and it's like, wow, something actually might happen here. It's either going to be a complete waste of time, or the culmination of basically 2.5 years overdue. and Faymaster 2 count. Oh, damn it. Then cross arm breaker, and Dolph manages to escape.
By
Just
wrenching the ankle to get out of it.
Yeah, which was a nice move. Very nice move from Ziggler. And then, waiting for the moment, zigzag. 1, 2, 3. And finally, as I say, after about 2 years of actually deserving a shot full time as a champion, rather than just the 6 minutes he got against Edge, Dolph Ziggler is your new world heavyweight champion. The crowd goes completely apeshit crazy, and I think that was that was more than just one trigger. That's all I'm saying, because yeah, it got. I don't know whether that was the catalyst, but now I'm just wondering if it made the crowd this crazy here. Imagine how it would have improved WrestleMania.
Definitely. Now, early.
Because
Go ahead.
when it got to the last few matches, because obviously I wasn't on for the review yesterday. Because in my opinion, when it got to the last few matches, the crowd I think really got exhausted by having main event against after main event after main event. So by the time Rock and Cena came, which wasn't that bad a match, it was just completely the crowd were exhausted because they had a hell of a match with Taker and a hell of a match with Triple H.
Definitely. Now, WWE was featuring a tweet that was sent out by the Shield early in the night, stating that after their win at WrestleMania tonight, the Shield will be making a memorable impact that nobody will ever forget. Rick, up next.
Keep note of the word impact. Yes, they're going to TNA.
Rick, up next, we had the Undertaker to come out and address the crowd after winning and going 21-0 at WrestleMania. What did the Undertaker have to say tonight, Rick?
He was about to dedicate how he's going to talk about dedicating his win to Paul Bearer, and before he could even get into his whole spiel, the Shield's music hits, and this is where the historic impact starts. The crowd is stunned, and of course, the Undertaker eyes locks right into the crowd where the Shield starts to come down. Before the Shield even gets to the ring, we see the Kane's pyro hits the ring, and bang, Kane comes running out, and Daniel Bryan is right far behind him. They're in the ring, and they're like, "Come on, let's go!" And of course, the Shield doesn't make their impact. What do? They make a hasty retreat. Are we gonna see a 6-man tag in the future? Very possible. It would be very interesting. It would be very, very interesting. Could this be for an Extreme Rules match? Possible. Could this be something for maybe SmackDown or
Tag titles?
It's possible for tag titles. There's been rumored for that. But I could see it. But
what do you guys think about this for a tag team name for Undertaker, Kane, and Daniel Bryan? The Hell No Ministry?
No, I don't see it happening. Especially with Undertaker not staying. I don't see him staying there that long. I think it's just going to be Hell No with Undertaker. Undertaker and team.
Or as they put it on there on Monday Night Raw, the Brothers of Destruction and Daniel Bryan.
Probably, if anything, And the thing is what that's going to do is that's going to separate Hell No, because if that's the case, you already know what's going to happen then. The Shield's going to win the titles.
Dead man's flaming goat face.
Yeah.
Rick,
basically.
Okay, your score in the segment?
I'd have to give it a 3 out of 5. There was nothing really special because nothing really happened. And that's giving it more than it should have given. Now, it was a start. Look ahead.
A start of something that we could see at Extreme Rules. I see something like this might happen. That we might see Undertaker work more than once a year. And you know what? I don't think it would be a bad thing. I
It wouldn't
really
be a
don't.
bad thing,
If
but
it
you know,
if it is his last swan song, I think he'd like an extended run rather than just one match.
yeah.
I
If it's
have
going
to
to be a
agree.
prolonged thing.
Well, next up on Monday Night Raw, we had a six-man tag: Santino Marella, R-Truth, and Zack Ryder taking on 3MB. Ash, sound the alarm.
Oh, I've got my headset on, so I can't really do shit. I can't do shit, and I can't do jobber alert, jobber alert.
But this
Oh,
was
hang on, we've got a new alarm. Da, da, da,
oh,
da,
uh,
da, 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 da.
if you guys are wondering at this point in the review what that is, you either A, didn't watch Monday Night Raw, or B, you're
Or
still,
B, we'll tell you in a few minutes.
or B will tell you in a few minutes. Well, anyway, the finish of the match came. Santino Marella pulled out the Cobra, the sock, I mean, and it looked like Drew McIntyre was trying to block it and hold it down. And next, you know, Drew McIntyre falls, and the Cobra unleashes and strikes on Heath Slater. Santino Marella pins Heath Slater. So now the job squad, in a sense, of 3MB got beat by what many people consider three jobbers and Santino Marella, R-Truth, and Zack Ryder. Why this matchup took place, I believe, possibly filler match. That's all I.
Three, three jobbers and a little cobra.
Oh God,
Ted Danson guest stars.
I'm gonna have nightmares tonight. That's all I'm gonna say. 2 out of 5. Now, Ash. Next up, we were gonna find out, you know, just what was gonna happen next. You know, was it gonna be Randy Orton versus the Big Show or Sheamus versus the Big Show? Well, how did it play out?
Okay, we had Sheamus come out and saying, "I want to kick Big Show's arse," and then Randy said, "Look, while you appeal to Vicky to try and get the match done, I want to take him on because I deserve it more." And then we go to like, "Oh, whoa, we'll ask on Twitter, WWE Universe, who do you want? Hashtag WWE Orton or hashtag WWE Sheamus or hashtag WWE Bruno Sammartino?" Uh, which is notable because apparently he was supposed to be making some sort of appearance on Raw. I guess that never happened. But so then we come back from break, and voting pretty much goes 3-1 in favour of Orton. Vicky and Booker came out and said, "Okay, it's going to be Sheamus versus Randy Orton, and the winner takes on Big Show." And I think the crowd took this as a sign of disrespect, and then the madness ensued.
Uh, um, we had. I,
Hang on.
I think I want to
I
say.
made individual notes, so I'm just gonna. Okay.
Go ahead,
Okay.
because I'm grabbing a bottle of aspirin while I'm thinking about it.
Okay. We had El Generico Ole 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 chants. We had a We Want Ziggler chant. We had an RVD chant. We had I think a few other chants, but I can't remember what they were or never
E-
heard.
ECW.
No, that was later.
Oh.
I'm saying early on. Then a JBL chant. Then they cut to JBL on the big screen with the camera because the feed that they get on the big screen is the same as the TV. And as soon as JBL went on, we're standing ovation. Then Jerry Lawler. And then Michael Cole. And then, this is according to Billy on the app because he's the only one that's got the app. They then also chanted for Y2J and Fandango.
Oh,
Then they came back from break and they were chanting, I think, Christian. And then there was ECW. And then they were doing a Mexican wave. Then they were also doing Randy Savage. Then they did Katie Vick. Then I think it was I Screwed Brett or something.
something like that.
Um, all this time, Sheamus and Orton were having a good match, but I was getting distracted by the crowd. I think Jersey now goes down in the list alongside Britain, Canada, and New York as crowds that don't really give a crap what WWE thinks.
especially Montreal.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, but that's for legitimate reasons.
now we need to talk about this. At this point in the matchup, the fans just are not caring anymore. And then we hear Big Show's music, and my initial reaction was, you know what? They're dying out there. The fans don't care anymore. They're just basically entertaining themselves. They
They're
got these.
even doing.
Go ahead.
They're even doing one other. They're saying, "Thank you, Big Show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you, Big
Super
Show."
came out.
Oh. Now, keep in mind that he turned on both Sheamus and Randy Orton, but he went more for Randy Orton because he felt like he had a bigger beef, a bigger problem with Randy Orton. Because remember, it was Randy Orton who got the hot tag in the six-man tag match last night at WrestleMania when Big Show wanted that. He wanted to prove himself, and he wanted to prove that the team could count on him. And he feels that Randy Orton stole his thunder. So he said nobody is going to steal
Thunder
my
in
thunder.
Paradise.
Go ahead.
Thunder in Paradise.
No, that's another thunder, and nobody wants to steal that thunder. Actually,
Rubber.
yeah, ask Bubba the Love Sponge. Um,
Oh.
yep, I went there after a night like tonight. Yeah, I'm gonna go there.
Hashtag show off.
Anyway, the matchup gets a 4 out of 5. The crowd gets a 2 out of 5 for WTF. That's all I'm gonna say.
The crowd gets 59 million out of 5. It's just, and I just find it ironic that the crowd suddenly chirps in this crazy when we get to the third hour. Somehow, I want this to be a message to WWE to realize, hang on, 3 hours is too much because every time we get to the third hour, craziness ensues. Because, yeah, he focused on Orton as well, but it is worth noting that during that bit when he was focusing on Orton, Fire Vicky chants started, and then he was trying to throw the ring announcers' chairs into the ring, and they were hitting the ropes, and then got to JBL's chair, and the crowd were going, one
One
more
more
time.
time.
Yeah.
But Show did nothing and just walked out, and this crowd is gonna. This
Well,
crowd is going to get chronicled on Botchamania this week, people.
and here's further evidence why, Ashley. Up next, we had Kofi Kingston taking on the now 1-0 undefeated Fandango. What happened?
um, as the match got underway, the crowd started going a cappella and doing Fandango's theme. And then, I don't know what happened, but then Chris Jericho made a run and attacked Fandango, which of course they marked out crazy for because they didn't expect it. They thought that was the end of we'd see of Jericho. And Jericho did the Walls of Jericho and the Codebreaker. Then Justin got on the thing and announced the DQ, saying Fandango, and then Fandango was like, "No, it's far down, go." Crowd actually goes kind of, yeah, woo,
And then they
kind of
start
happy.
dancing again.
And then Fandango's music hits, and they start singing along to the music.
Oh my. I have a personal request out there to all you fans out there that saw Monday Night Raw. As a personal favor to your old friend, the Wrestle Gamer, Double B, Billy Bujo, please, I ask you, please, from the bottom of my heart, do not do what East Rutherford, New Jersey did tonight, because you will be made to look like idiots.
Imagine what happens if the Raw after WrestleMania next year, which is from New Orleans, is in Lafayette,
I
and
hate you.
this kind of stuff happens.
No,
Billy's gonna move.
you damn right. Oh, man. Ash, your score for all that just happened?
Um, in seriousness, because of the way it did, 3 out of 5. Because I think Jericho kind of had a point. Because I think he had the match won, and after what happened last night. I think because of the botches. I think that was kind of punishment for Fandango for botching last night. Crowd terms, we're going again 59 million and 17 out of 5.
Well, Rick, up next, the matchup that was supposed to take place at WrestleMania is up next. We had Tons of Funk and the Funkadactyls taking on Team Rhodes Scholars and the Bella Twins. Well, you know what? Before we talk about that, you know what? Actually, I'm going to let you take. I'm going to let Ashley take this. We had an interview segment with Paul Heyman, and when he makes his initial appearance in this interview segment, the crowd marks out for that one, Ash.
Well, they did say ECW, and you're
Yes.
in Jersey, so plus the CCW show got a lot of attendance from what I've heard. He talked about Lesnar. He's still out for taking guys down, despite what happened with Triple H. Because I think his main focus is Triple H could be injured because they showed you him having X-rays and stuff. Possibly he might have injured the arm again, but didn't let on. And then comes to CM Punk and says, CM Punk will address everything that happened at WrestleMania. And the crowd goes, yeah, and then he goes, next week on Raw. Ooh. And then all of a sudden, we hear Road Scholars music and the Bellas, and then it's like, oh wait, WrestleMania hasn't finished.
Yes, and that's where we throw it to you next, Rick. Your thoughts on this match?
I thought it was a pretty good match. The Funkadactyls were doing a lot of great moves. They even gave one of the Funkadactyls gave Cody Rhodes head scissors.
It was Naomi who did it.
Thank you. Yeah. I can never tell the two apart, so they're kind of like the Bella Twins. I just look at the two hot asses, and that's all I'm really looking at.
You know the old saying, they're so nice, you see them twice.
Pretty much.
I mean, the twins.
Stop talking about Brodus Clay and Sweet Tea like that and their asses. God damn it.
Well, hey, if you if you're looking at those guys like that, then hey, that's if you want to come out of the closet, Ash, it's all right. You're still our friend, but
You're welcome.
All right.
I think Ash is starting to sip some of the Kool-Aid that East Rutherford, New Jersey had tonight.
It wasn't Kool-Aid. It was something far, far stronger. I think it was bourbon burgers.
Ah!
Moving right along, we moved the match pretty much wound it up with Tenzai and Funkasaurus giving the crunch sandwich to Cody, and they got the double splat and got the 3 count.
Correction, it was Damien.
Oh, Damien, my mistake. The Damien.
It's also
yes,
worth noting, a cappella fandango throughout the match.
Uh,
At the end, the whole crowd started dancing, and so did Michael Cole.
Michael Cole, you know what? You were starting to atone for that terrible, terrible, terrible run at being a heel commentator, and you go and you fuck it up by dancing like a white man with a dildo up his butt. That's all I'm saying. Because of the fact that I think Michael Cole was enjoying it, but nobody else was. That's all I'm going to say. Rick, what was your score on the mixed tag match again?
A 3 out of 5. It was okay, but nothing super special. I think the bigger form of entertainment was the fans.
Crowd rating 59 million and 17 out of 5.
Pretty much.
Main event time here on Monday Night Raw. We saw the new WWE champion John Cena taking on Mark Henry, with the stipulation being Mark Henry must beat John Cena to gain a title opportunity in the near future against Cena. One would probably assume at the next pay-per-view, Extreme Rules. Now, was this a good quality main event match for Monday Night Raw? No. No, not in the ballpark. No. Never. John Cena, the match ends up going on the outside for about the first 5 minutes. And then we get to the count of 7 and 8. Next thing you know, Mark Henry gets thrown into the steps. John Cena goes into the ring. 9, 10. Mark Henry is counted out.
You missed out the best bit.
That was.
Crowd was still singing Fandango's music during this match. So then Cena decided to do a dance with it.
And again,
Once again, Cena absorbs it.
proving why Cena is so good. Something I very want to quickly address here, a sign I saw out there in the crowd tonight. It said, "Dear Cena, we don't like you. We would like you to please stop wrestling now. Cheers, everybody." That's all I'm going to say.
Wow.
That's the ignorance of some fans. They don't view professional wrestling like we view it. They don't view it as wrestling enthusiasts. They view it as dumb wrestling fans. And
I
that
got distracted by the one that was giving tribute to Margaret Thatcher.
Anywho, after Cena was celebrating of sorts his victory, Mark Henry comes in and attacks John Cena, much to the delight of the crowd at East Rutherford tonight. That gives him the world's strongest slam and then holds up the WWE Championship. When lo and behold, Ashley, what happened next?
Feed me
Spaghetti.
more.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Ryback, the new Ninja Turtle of the WWE, made his appearance of the Monday Night Raw. Ash, what happened?
Which one is he?
All four on steroids.
No. Oh, who's the one with orange? Who's the orange one?
Michelangelo. Is that sad that I know that?
No, that wasn't him.
Yes, it was. Red was
Yes, with Michelangelo.
Red was Raphael, blue was Leo, and pink was Donatello. Pink or purple?
Purple.
Purple.
Okay.
Purple.
Because he always seemed the laziest of the four and just ate pizza and just watched TV. Didn't really want to fight because he had the nunchuckers. Which technically are just used for like cleaning or something. They're not actually offensive weapons. It's only because Bruce Lee used them that people think they're actually useful. But anyway. So yeah, he's Donatello. Or whatever. But I can't remember. Oh.
Now back to Mark Henry and Ryback.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Ryback comes out, attacks Henry. Henry basically gets out realizing, yeah, it's time to get out of it. Then Ryback gets the fans to shout, "Feed me more."
Almost the entire arena.
Yeah. And then offers his hand to Cena. Boo! Boos from the crowd. And they held each other up. Cue more "Feed me mores." And then meat hook clothesline. Shell shock. Crowd goes crazy. Ryback picks up the belt and poses with it as we fade to black. And the problem is, kind of with Ziggler now, you've tried to make Ryback heel, but at least in East Rutherford, only about 15 people cared about it. The rest was just still going, duh, 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 duh.
Overall score on Monday Night Raw this week, the follow-up show from WrestleMania. I'm going to go. I'm probably going to get some slack from you guys for this, but I have to go 3.5 out of 5. I just didn't think this was a terribly good show by Monday Night Raw. There were some bright spots. I will give him that. The opening segment with John Cena, again, proving why he is so brilliant and his way to adapt and play off what the crowd does with them. The hashtag heel turn. Biggie Langston defeating Daniel Bryan. Again, Langston has got potential. We just need to see more of him in the ring. I mean, in the ring, not on the microphone or on the outside being the lackey of the new World Heavyweight Champion. We need to see what he can do in the ring because I don't catch NXT, actually. Wayne Barrett defeating The Miz to regain the Intercontinental Championship. I have to agree with Rick in some instances. I see maybe a series of matches going back and forth between Miz and Wade Barrett trading the Intercontinental title, which to me could help the title. We also had Bruno Del Rio defeating Jack Swagger and Zeb Coulter in the 2-on-1 handicap match, which was really the precursor to the meltdown in East Rutherford, New Jersey, and Dolph Ziggler cashing in Money in the Bank to become the new World Heavyweight Champion, which pretty much had East Rutherford exploding and possibly now in future riots all over the city as we speak. The Undertaker came out to address the crowd after his victory at WrestleMania, going 21-0, when he gets interrupted by the Shield. The outcomes Team Hell No to even up the odds, and the Shield backs off, in which we could see something happening involving this and the Tag Team Championship and a way to put the titles on the Shield, as I actually made mention of earlier in the review. Santino Marella, R-Truth, Zack Ryder defeating 3MB. Who cares? Um, Now, Randy Orton versus Sheamus, and this is when the crowd decided, you know what? We don't care anymore. Let's start entertaining ourselves. Fandango and Kofi Kingston, this was more just about Jericho beating down Fandango. That's what happened at WrestleMania. The Tons of Funk and the Funkadactyls defeating Team Rhodes Scholars and the Bella Twins. I think only the couple of high points about this matchup was seeing Naomi, Hurricane Rana, Cody Rhodes, and the fact that we saw them dancing at the end, and they actually got the crowd to go along with it. But about 95% of the match, it was da 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 da. John, Ashley, did I do it right?
Something like that.
And then the main event, I say that in quotation marks, John Cena defeating Mark Henry by countout. I've seen WWE Diva matches go longer than this, which was supposed to be your main event, and you're going to go ahead and pretty much shaft everybody out of what could have been a possibly good match between Cena and Mark Henry. But a lot of people may want to factor in the fact maybe fatigue a little bit by Cena, considering the matchup that he had with The Rock at WrestleMania. Possibly could have played into consideration. After the matchup was over, again, Henry attacking Cena, the crowd liked it, and then Ryback came out, and the crowd went nuts. Ryback attacking Mark Henry, and then Ryback turning on Cena, which was supposed to be a heel turn, but in East Rutherford, New Jersey, they were like, "Yay! Somebody else hates Cena. We're gonna like him." And that's pretty much the way Monday Night Raw ended. And it ended with, you know what? I'm gonna amend my score, Ashley. It's gonna get 3.5 out of 5 and a bottle of aspirin. Your thoughts? Your score?
Given everything that happened with Rock, and all, in the kind of way that I'm actually pleased to see them building Cena versus Ryback, because in essence, you might have another passing the torch moment. So, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 because nobody saw the IC title change coming. Nobody kind of expected anything to happen with Ziggler, probably, because they missed their chance to do it at the best time, which was last night. Well, Sunday night, in case you're watching in 2 years' time. In case we're better make clear it's the night. Oh, no, it's too complicated. Yeah, they get 4 out of 5. The crowd gets a number so big that I'm going to have to call it infinity. Because it's just, you know how normally it gets to 3-hour Raws and you're like, oh my god, when is it going to end? Tonight's the first time in a long while that I was like, I want this to go on forever.
Oh.
And that might not be saying a lot of positive things about WWE's product at the minute, but too bad.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rick Starr's final thoughts on Monday Night Raw this week are brought to you by the brand new product WGS-TV's Wanker Wipes, with a fresh fruity smell every time you wipe. Rick, your final thoughts on Monday Night Raw this week?
Well, I have to agree with Ash. It's probably about a 4 out of 5 for me. There was a lot of good surprises. The IC title changing hands was great. Hopefully, like I said, we'll see a series of a titles, a good title feud going. We'll see. Again, Ziggler, kudos to him finally winning the world title. He was most justly deserving of that. Ryback, like to see a possible heel turn on that. And The Undertaker, as Ash said, if this is gonna be his last run, maybe he would like to stick around for a while, aside for that one WrestleMania match. So, yeah. Not to mention the fans were really behind it, and that really did add some entertainment value. So it really was a good Raw this episode. So, absolutely.
I wonder how many people are going to be Googling wanker wipes after this review is over. So what we want to know now from you guys out there, the viewers and subscribers, your thoughts on this crazy edition of Monday Night Raw. Put your comments in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and favorite this video. Guys, the Shining Star, Rick Star, is over on blogtalkradio.com/hardcore wrestling radio every Wednesday night for HWR. Rick, what you got coming up this Wednesday night?
Well, our shows Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 o'clock Central. Of course, with WrestleMania weekend right around, like this past weekend, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk a little bit about Raw. And, of course, all the, news and rumors that's going on and just about anything else that's on our fucking mind. And we want anybody else to come in and talk about what else you want, what else they want to talk about. So, HWR is an open show. Feel free to come on in.
Especially if you're from East Rutherford, New Jersey. Also, don't forget to please subscribe to youtube.com/WrestleGamer and youtube.com/ZepXTV Network. So for the Illuminous one, the Shining Star, Rick Star, and Fandango's new #1 fan, the Studley Man Ashley, I'm Double B Billy Boudreaux, saying thank you very much for watching.
Now to be inducted in the Hall of Fame for the 2014 class, the entire crowd of East Rutherford, New Jersey's Raw.
Stoke Artist. Stoke Artist. Stoke Artist. Stoke Artist. Spirituals medium. Stoke Artist. Stoke Artist. I'm Haley Ringrose. Stoke Artist.
My name's Andrew Weatherall.
Spirituals medium. Stoke Artist.